Since it's now June, we've got a few more bits and bobs in garden that's happening. I'll let you have a look at how some of these plants are progressing, and then we're going to get some spring onions planted. As you can see, everything is flying up. The first thing that's really good to see is we're getting first ripe strawberries. There's one on there, it's quite a good size. There's also one right there, and that is a really big one, ready to be harvested. And then on this side of the planter, we've got a couple more. Again, perfectly ripe. There's another one just there as well. So that's his first strawberries at season. And I did notice something about these tumbling tom dwarf tomato plants. If we look just in there, we've got his first tomato growing. Hopefully you can see that. That's great news. His cherry tomatoes are well and truly on the way. Those French beans are now starting to work their way up this obelisk as well. But there's a little bit more than that. Just over there we've got those petit pois plants, and look how they've come on in just a week. The full pods already. That's brilliant news. Considering it's only a small plant, there's quite a lot on there, and a few flowers, which means there's still more to come. And that golden raspberry plant has put out even more fruit. They'll soon be ready for picking. And yesterday I finished potting on those sweet bell peppers, so we've got quite a few plants to go at now, and we've got a mixture of red and yellow. But just over here I've got some plants that definitely need some attention. There are spring onions that we sowed, and they've come on brilliant, but they definitely need to come out of these packs now. And just there is 2 tiers of that green stalk planter. I took the top 2 off because it was hiding the plaque on front of the veranda. So I'm going to plant these spring onions in there. But before I plant them, I'm going to give it a really good watering. I'm going to pre-make some holes with this dibber. And don't bury your onions any deeper than they were when they first came out. Get some of these out. They should come out quite easily. Just be careful not to pull onions out of a different cell. They're definitely ready to go. I've left them a little bit longer than I should have done really, so we'll just carefully loosen that off, and then we'll put that in and firm around it so they stand up. And I think these are all going to be basically the same. You can see that one's got quite a lot of roots as well. So once again, loosen, we'll pop those in, firm around, and that's the second one in. Definitely ready. These are called White Lisbon as well, if you were wondering. I tend to grow these every year. Best loosen that one off a little as well. They're already trying to form the white onion bulbs, so they definitely need moving. We tend to use these for the green tops, because as they're growing you can cut these tops off and then chop them up and put them in things like mashed potatoes or on salads, and then these tops will grow back again, and they'll do that about 3 times. So I'm going to carry on planting these and then that's something else we've got all sorted out in container garden. Your onions are also very heavy feeders, so I'm going to pop some of this all-purpose Miracle Grow in, and that's going to give them a good feed, and we'll do that every couple of weeks. So we just want 1 scoop in his watering can, and then we'll fill it up. We'll make sure they get a really good feed. I've put an extra bit inside this centrepiece because when it rains this will fill up with water and it'll go down that hole and feed the lower level as well. And even though it's outside, this melon plant is also doing really well. It's put lots of growth on, but what we want to do is be pinching off these leaves at the bottom. We don't want those because they're starting to yellow. Now these cabbages are starting to fill out a bit and try and form a head. We need to keep on top of this. Don't leave those on your plants, they'll attract slugs. That's the last thing that we need. So it's now the 4th of June and you can see that everything out there is really doing good, considering that outside in the elements, and as weather has changed a little bit over last week, we've had a couple of cold nights and the wind came back once again. We're now looking at around 4 days of rain, and then the temperatures are going to go back up to around 21 and we're going to get some more sunshine, and that's all you need to get your plants to grow. A bit of rain, some sun and some warmth, and in June that's probably much all we're going to get. So all your plants are going to grow twice as much. So all's well in this container garden, and it's only going to grow even better as we go through the rest of June. But a couple of things I think are worth knowing regarding any type of onion that you've got. They like to be kept moist, but they don't want to be completely soaked through all the time, as you could get white rot and you don't want that. And also make sure you feed them every 14 days. Any type of onion are really heavy feeders, so you should by now have a little routine where once every 14 days you'll pop out and feed all your plants at the same time, which is the best way to do it. That way you miss nothing. And when it comes to peas, and that's any type of pea as well, you want to make sure that once these pods are fully formed and you can see the peas, if you hold them up to light you'll be able to see through those pods and you'll see the peas have formed. So wait until the pods are quite firm, but don't let them get too big or your peas will end up being hard. But what you need to be doing is picking them just at the right time. So take a couple of pods off, eat the peas, bonus, and then if they're good enough for you at that size and flavour, then you can harvest all the rest that are ready. Because if you don't constantly pick peas off your plants, they'll stop producing pods. So it's another thing that's definitely worth knowing. And if you don't want to eat them all, you can blanch and freeze those as well. So you'll get a constant supply of peas. And if you've got small plants like we have in those containers, you can sow some fresh ones now if you want. And as we harvest that container, we'll have another one on its way for a later picking. It's great to see how well everything's come on. We've got all these peppers all potted on now, which is a priority with peppers because they need such a long growing season. So if you do it too late, you're not going to see much in way of fruit. It was good, however, to pick as first strawberries at season, and they weren't little ones either. They were a really good size, and we had those last year. I can't remember the variety, but as you saw, they're quite big strawberries and they're very tasty as well. A while ago we bought a punnet of strawberries from the supermarket and they're nothing in comparison to these homegrown ones. The ones from the supermarket basically have no flavour whatsoever. So we've got lots and lots of strawberries to come, and we also freeze those in case we want to use them for smoothies later in the year. And as you saw, we've also got the start of his cherry tomatoes. And as I've said before, with spring onions and lettuces, if you want to keep them going until end of year, then sow some more every couple of weeks and you'll not run out all year long. Anyway, thank you so much for being part of the channel. I hope everybody else's crops is going as well as these are. And if I don't get time to answer your comments, then I do apologise for that. But I have got quite a few jobs on go this year. But if I see any that's really direct questions, I'll make a point of answering those. So as we approach summer, thank you so much to everybody for all your support, and best of luck to all you new gardeners out there as well. And if you want to see what else we're going to be doing as we approach summer, please hit that subscribe button and press that notifications bell, and I'll see you at the next one. Take care.